Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm here reading The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman, and we are getting into chapter 3. I broke chapter 3 up into two parts because it's like 20 pages long. Chapter 3 is more like 26 pages long. I think I broke it up into 13 pages each. So part 1 and then part 2 to chapter 3 will be available later. We're going to do part 1 now. All right, let's dig into it. Chapter 3, titled Adulthood, Single and Married, is in parentheses. And same as before, we're going to go through like what I've highlighted, not the whole book, but you know, I got good portions highlighted for those of you that do not have the book, so you can kind of follow along with more than just a soundbite of what the book says. All right, let's get started. There are several levels of Black womanhood that she can strive for. Each level of lifestyle choice is predicated solely on her desires. What she knows or earns is the result of how she has been raised and what she's willing to settle for in life. The Black man must be aware of the various types of Black women available to him. His selection must be based upon his own individual needs. It is entirely possible that some of the traits of the Black woman in their respective categories overlap. It has been proven that a Black man is capable of taking a woman and making her beautiful, intelligent, and wise. She is not able to create this same effect by herself. She will have one of the three or two of the three, but she cannot achieve beauty, intelligence, and wisdom alone. The Black man is her catalyst. Without his spark of life and light, she does not bloom. Blooming is quite different from having a good paying job or a high-class education. Each of the Black women discussed during the next few pages can be taught to bloom. The following list describes the 3 basic types of Black women. They are dissimilar only in the depth of their own problematic behavior. All are infected with the historic disease of cultural negligence. They ironically do not know they are out of sync with their natural role in the universe, even though across the board they are not happy. The lives they live make sense to them because they have not been taught of any other kind that will provide them with happiness. To describe these separate groups of Black women, the use of I don't know why my mouth doesn't want to say it. The use of oh, you know what I'm trying to say. Language may seem derogatory or insulting. It is not meant to be that way. The special language is ethnically specific and recognizable to the learned and unlearned Black man. The terminology is not meant to be humorous either. My sister complained that I find everything funny just 2 days ago, so get it together. There are no age limits on the characteristics of these women. The 3 types are, predictably, 1, the lower grade, 2, the average, 3, the high class. 1, the low-life Black woman. That is not what she said. She said number 1, the lower grade. Now it's 1, the low-life Black woman. All right, this is not funny. 1, the low-life Black woman. This Black woman may have been subjected to a multi-generational poverty, illiteracy, and shame as a child. She works on the lowest rung of employment due to not being properly educated. Bathing is not important. Her bra strap may be gray from non-washing, and she may wear her panties 2 or 3 days straight without changing them, or none at all. She drinks alcohol to the point of intoxication and curses loud in public, real loud. She may have a Black man who she fights with at will. She has battle scars on her face, neck, arms, and hands from warring with men and women in her neighborhood or nightclubs. If she does not work, she's on the public dole, welfare. She may dress her children or child in the latest styles and will spend all of her welfare check on clothes and partying. She uses deodorant occasionally and is overly impressed with a fancy dressed black man and big flashy cars with lots of gold. She is materialistic on a small scale and does not like to stay indoors. Even on cold winter nights, she can be seen roaming the streets or going back and forth to an after-hour joint. Her time is made up of gossiping with her neighbors, looking at television, wish shopping in nearby malls, yelling at her children, not keeping up with her children, and walking back and forth to the corner store. She shops above her means, has no plans to change, and attempts to use the black men available to finagle him out of money, drinks, or car rides. She is looked upon as shameful in civilized society and is considered a savage. She often hates the black women in higher social classes and considers them conceited. Her world of thought is very, very small. Her ideas are simplified and she speaks the language in flat, abbreviated terms full of mispronunciations and wrong tenses. She is in a pitiful state of condition, and if she has any dreams at all, they are of a black man rescuing her from her status. Men do not matter to her at all on that level unless they can provide her money or contraband. This group requires no further discussion. Other than that, this black woman must be claimed, cleaned up, and returned to her proper state of existence as a civilized woman. 2. The average. She surfaces as a steady employee, enjoys weddings and birthdays, and may make big preparations for both. She is neat, probably goes to church regularly, fixes her hair nicely, and speaks coherently. She is at least a high school graduate and may have some college or special vocational training. She is thoughtful, mannerable, and knows how to meet people. She is proud of her level of sophistication and may party occasionally. Her behavior with the black man is in routine in that she experiences a more controlled form of suspicion, doubt, and fear. She may be shy by comparison to the black woman in the first category, but does not tend to make her likes and dislikes known. She does not routinely abuse drugs, although she might get high every once in a while. Alcohol is her vice of choice. She is capable of consenting to marriage for the perceived security and to impress her friends and family. She remains content to work from 9 to 5 weekly and will see her steady bow on weekends or remain focused on her own priorities. She is easier to get along with than number 1. Her most vicious reactions are brought on by jealousy or being jilted. She is as traditional in her activities as American apple pie. She does not ask deep questions and is content to go along with the status quo. Her faith is important to her, and she mentions the good Lord when discussing certain topics. She is attracted to lower class or upstanding black men who are gainfully employed in the workforce. She is not necessarily an innovator, she is more of a follower. She spends of what she has on clothes. She might have a little car, is anxious to meet men, and exaggerates about her capabilities and accomplishments. She tries to be entertaining and clever when she is with her man. She is malleable. 3. The high class. This one is the smart, possibly raging beauty. Sexy, sexy, sexy. The black women in this category are the most difficult to reach and train. She is confident, intelligent, attractive, at least by good quality standards, and wears the finest clothes. Has a high-priced, well-paying position, and prides herself on being state-of-the-art aware, reads books, looks at educational television, and has a college degree of some sort. She goes to church sometimes, may do volunteer work, and has a definite political party she aligns with, and may contribute heavily to special social causes if they appeal to her. She is a member of the Ritzy Club and has some nice jewelry, wears expensive popular perfume, and is very opinionated to a fault. Her alma mater is important to her. She is amused by spectator sports, especially football, and may play tennis or bowl. She curses more in private than in public, likes to let her hair down with the girls, and considers herself a prize. She is familiar with intricate banking systems, has a retirement plan, possibly stock, and a money market. She has an American Express card and travels. She may live a bit above her means, but she manages to juggle her finances to get what she wants. She is very headstrong and delights in demonstrating to the black man her wealth and vast knowledge in a variety of things. She is the modern girlfriend. She believes she is completely self sufficient and is not particularly interested in keeping house, cooking dinner every night, or treating the black man with special accord. She is in favor of independence and boasts of doing things for herself and thinks the black man should do likewise. She performs beautifully in front of strangers or company, makes a good impression, and exudes sex at will. She adopts popular trends and attitudes about dating or marriage, which she gleans from magazines, news programs, or the newspaper. She becomes ferocious when she thinks her man is playing around on her and will fight viciously to the end to prove the black man wrong. Because she is so concerned about public opinion and what they think, she will customarily deal with a black man whom she is not particularly interested in just to have an escort on her arm. She is a rat who behaves like a dog while purring like a cat. She is moody, disagreeable to live with in peace if things don't go her way. She believes her specialized knowledge from her occupation qualifies her to be an equal or superior to the black man. She will tolerate a black man as long as he fits her idea of what he should look like, dress like, work like, and act like. The number 3 woman is an insecure wad of knots that hides behind all of her good education, fine wardrobe, shapely body, and savings accounts. These explanations of these 3 major types of black women are not all inclusive. Some of their patterns overlap, but these descriptions give a good perception of what is available. There is another category of black women who are available. They are the picturesque black women who dress in African traditional garb. They wear brightly colored head wraps and sandals, bold African jewelry, and have dreadlocks, more commonly called dreads. They may also have a ring in their nose and possibly several holes in their ears, and wear layers and layers of fabric wrapped around their bodies, often with no bra or underwear. Some of them are clean and beautiful, others are not. From a distance, it is hard to tell. These black women portray a costume that implies they are not with Western ideas of dress and give the impression by their wardrobe that they represent the unknown African culture and the very roots of the black women from the homeland. On a closer examination, the black man will find the brightly colored garments are only an external facade, and when examined up close, the outfits may be soiled, and the woman will have a foul body odor reeking from under her arms. She may also claim to be living some kind of primitive existence wherein she survives with as few civilized conveniences as possible. This means that the gas, electric, or water may be off in her home. She might bed down each night on a hard floor on a pallet and claims to be a vegetarian or only eat health food or spew some other specialized diet that matches her outfit and hairstyle. Her religious views are complicated and confusing. Her home is filled with African statues, African print fabrics, and red, black, and green symbols, and colors associated with the African continent. She may smoke reefer. If the black man questions her about her reasoning behind wearing the dreads, he will find that these sisters, who may dress and look alike, do not have a unified main doctrine or creed they believe in. This group of natural-looking sisters practice the same deceit and mockery of the black man behind his back as much as the black woman with the permed hair or jerry curl. Her values may even be considered more uncivilized because she is living on a very low level of existence by choice. If she is in rebellion, it is only against herself. She does not teach her children proper table manners or personal hygiene. The sisters who propagate this kind of life is most happy when she can find a black man who will go along with her alleged cultural statement and who agrees with her deplorable living conditions in the name of rejecting American lifestyles. Whew, child. It is impossible to represent the original queenly black woman by living in filth and not using deodorant. This black woman thinks that by neglecting her personal hygiene, she is making an impression of originality. Be aware that the only statement that she is making is that she is nasty and too lazy to take care of herself and her children. So obviously, she will have no interest in trying to help a black man take care of himself too. Dirty is dirty. Make no mistake about it. The other black women who sport the dreads look have no idea as to why they are wearing them, other than they get a lot of attention and have just adopted this hairstyle because it is popular and relieves them of going to the hairdresser. Her idea is to appear to be black or natural. This black woman is very much in favor of being different to the point of fault. There are many levels of lifestyle in Africa too. The tribes of women who wore dreadlocks represent one of the smaller, lower tribal classes and customs. There are much higher standards of behavior the black woman can emulate if she studies the black woman of over 6,000 years ago. Her imagination of what married life is like. Most of the black woman's ideas concerning a happy home is derived from television, paperbacks, and the fairy tales read to her when she was a child. She believes strongly in the so-called American dream of a marriage. A house, a husband whistling off to work, exciting trouble-free days, vacations, a 2-car garage shelter in a Mercedes or Jaguar, candlelight dinners, out often, fantastic sex, wardrobe, and popular friends with her man right by her side. He'll show her special considerations, support her every aim, adjust his personal wishes to match hers, be non-demanding, heap beautiful gifts on her, flowers, escort her to elegant affairs, and constantly assure her of his undying love and never look at another woman again, and he'll be home happy with her every night. What a dream. What a crock. This dream is destined to turn into the proverbial nightmare. Even if the black man is able to do all of the above except be home every night, she will wail as if the world is ending. The black woman is like a rock, like the earth, and she longs to settle down. The black man is an exploring bird and has to soar. He's out of there. Black women see marriage as a way to finally own her man. As long as the black man stays right beside the black woman and is able to account for his every move and provide an acceptable explanation for every moment spent away from her, she is at ease. No black man can pass this kind of test. The black man is not even interested in passing this kind of test. He wants to be free. Not free of responsibility and commitment, but freedom of motion. The black woman is conditioned to dealing on one level with everything. So if the black man values his freedom of motion, he must not spend every waking moment sniffing behind his woman, because after a while she grows accustomed to this kind of company and will bellow loudly when things change and go back to normal. Marriage is not a club. The leading member does not have to be present every moment for the other members to benefit from his instructions of allegiance. Plus, in order to continue to learn and secure information to benefit his family, the black man must go out into the world and check out every aspect of it as it pertains to his existence. He must do this to stay abreast of changing times, worldly activities, and trends. He is not remembered as staying in the house, the hut, the tent, or the teepee. It is his earth, his universe, and his decision about when he stays in the house at home with the black woman. Any black man who is living under a hassle from the black woman because she does not like him being away from home will not have peace with her. The black man must seek, maintain, and insist upon his freedom of motion. The black woman thinks every time the black man is absent and unaccounted for, he is with another woman. The black man has more interest in life than just running from one black woman to another. At least he should have more interest in that. The black woman must be taught to use her mind in other ways to discover other needed ideas than just to sit at home imagining all kinds of negative occurrences every time the black man leaves the house. If she would work harder to make his house heaven, he might want to stay there longer. A black woman, wife, with a sense of humor is worth her weight in gold. With a sense of humor, the ability to laugh at mistakes, laugh at embarrassing situations, and laughing at fear when it's discovered to be unfounded is one of the best attributes the black woman can have. The black woman must be taught the value of greeting her man with a smile. Each day when the black man enters the presence of a black woman, he does so with caution because he is not sure what he will meet. He is not sure if it will be happiness, sadness, anger, violence, or neutrality. She is not consistent. She is, in fact, consistently inconsistent. It requires a lot of attention from the black man for him to keep up with her many moods. It's hard work, and work that most black men do not have time for. The black woman's moodiness is another way she has of controlling the black man. If she can keep him entwined with dealing with her various moods, she can keep his attention. When the black woman is angry, she pollutes the atmosphere of the black man. When asked what's wrong, she replies, nothing. It's an outright lie that's designed to intrigue the black man into spending time trying to figure out what's wrong. A lot of life can be used up this way. There was a time when the black woman planned to marry so she could stay home, raise children, and set up housekeeping. Today, the reverse applies. Few black women are willing to give up their careers to marry, settle down, and raise a house full of black children. On the surface, this may appear to be modernized high intelligence and her innocent desire to achieve occupational goals. But we know better. She is not eager to attempt to raise children on her own. It's too much trouble. Another obstacle she's confronted with is that she doesn't know any different type of program to use to raise her own children that would make them a success. She is not aware of any system with a low failure rate, or the ones that she knows of would require her to make drastic changes in her own behavior. So she rejects those. The idea of taking on the child-rearing hassle is repugnant to her. Since fear is the major emotion she has learned, she reacts to child-rearing in the same way. Of course, instead of admitting this to the black man and seeking guidance, she claims she doesn't want children because they would interrupt her lifestyle and interfere with her independence. Plus, she thinks that when she gets pregnant, the black man will not want her anymore because she will be fat, have swollen feet, morning sickness, and lose her shape. The black woman is convinced that the black man only wants her for her fine body or pretty face. During pregnancy, the fear of abandonment is fierce. She fears at that time that her man will lose interest in her and seek out the company of another woman who is free of the ties of small children. Of course, this is not true, but this is how she looks at it. After childbirth, she may be a little more ashamed of her body. The black woman has been programmed visually by the media to expect the reflection in her mirror to match those portrayed by sleek, white, and black female models who have the beneficial touch of a photographic airbrush to smooth out the natural images. When naked, she is embarrassed by having small breasts, varicose veins, sagging breasts, stretch marks, thin legs, a fleshy stomach, or flat behind. She sees these natural body differences as a turnoff. The black woman secretly wants to be a clone of the white woman and patterns her standards of form and beauty after her. No one has ever asked the black man to draw a picture of what he wants his black woman to be. Nor has the black man ever expressed a collective, definitive opinion or description of a particular physical mold of what the black woman must look like for him to consider her beautiful. The black woman does not know that the black man thinks all black women are theoretically beautiful. Certainly, a black woman who is in agreement and submission to her black man is beautiful. Her facial expression is different. She has a glowing look of resignation to peace from being in her place. And her place is a good place, a place of honor and enjoyment of life. She receives respect and protection by her man. It comes with the territory, and she is satisfied, and so is he. Black women do not know what satisfaction in life is. They think that peace is not having to worry about money. They do not consider having peace with the black man as something that would bring satisfaction in life. When she considers what it would take for her to be at ease with the black man, she thinks of all the changes she wants him to make to get in line with her idea. She is not very negotiable about making any changes in self. She cannot see how her own behavior problems contribute to her problems because she thinks whatever she says or does is absolutely correct. Yo. That's going to be part 1 of chapter 3. Let's get the conversation started in the description, in the comments below, in the description, in the comments. Let's get the conversation started in the comments. Because what? That was a lot. That was a lot.